Saba Stories. Shoemaker and Dwarfs. Once upon a time, a shoemaker lived in a city with his wife. He used to put the shoes he sewed in the window of his shop and sell them. At first, the shoemaker and his wife had a good life. But over time, people stopped buying shoes from them. Because of this, they no longer had money to buy cloth for sewing shoes. It was almost New Year and the cobbler wanted to buy gifts and good food for New Year's Eve, but he had no money. He had only one piece of cloth left to sew a shoe. At night, she put the piece of cloth on the table and thought all night about how to sew the best shoe with it. Then he should sell it at a good price and use that money to prepare for Eid. He spent the whole night with difficulty and with thousands of thoughts. Santa Claus, who had been watching the shoemaker and his wife for a long time, asked the dwarfs to help them. The dwarfs also went to the shoe shop that night. There was only one cloth in the shop. They took it and sewed a pair of excellent and beautiful shoes with it. They put it on the table and left. When the shoemaker got up and went to the cloth to start his work, he was surprised to see the shoe on the table and was very happy. He called his wife. His wife was also very surprised. They put the shoes in the shop window. A lot of people were looking at the shoes when they passed the front door of the store. There were many people standing in front of the shop. Until soon a businessman entered the shop and bought the shoes at a very good price. The shoemaker was very happy and bought 2 pieces of cloth with that money to sew 2 more pairs of shoes. That night he put the cloths on the table and went to sleep with good thoughts. That night, the dwarfs came and sewed 2 more pairs of beautiful shoes with those 2 pieces of cloth. The shoemaker was very surprised to see them. Again, he sold those shoes at a very good price. Since then, little by little, people came to the shoe shop and asked for those very beautiful shoes. With the money he earned, he bought some more pieces of cloth. From then on, he made and sold shoes similar to the shoes that the dwarfs sewed. A short time passed. During this time, the shoemaker was able to make a very good profit. He and his wife decided to stay up one night to see the unknown shoemaker and thank him. The cobbler and his wife stayed awake and waited at the door. That night, the dwarfs arrived again and started sewing shoes with pieces of cloth. The shoemaker and his wife were very surprised to see the dwarfs. They decided to present gifts for the dwarfs. The shoemaker and his wife sewed some very beautiful pairs of shoes for the dwarfs. New Year's Eve had arrived and the shoemaker and his wife prepared a very beautiful table with many foods and treats for the dwarfs. That night when the dwarfs came, they were met with a table full of food and many gifts. They were surprised. The shoemaker man and woman also came and stood next to them. They celebrated the new year together that night. That night, the dwarfs received their beautiful gifts. They said goodbye to the shoemaker and his wife and left and were never seen again.